What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I have been trying to have several seats lately because I have been just purchasing way too much. I still need to save up because I have some things in my personal life that I am really aiming to do, purchase that are not cheap at all. So I have been trying to talk myself out of quite a few things, and one of the things that I am attempting to talk myself out of today at this very moment is the new Melt Cosmetics Beetlejuice collaboration. I have not picked up one of Melt's very famous Halloween collaborations. Last year I was on my no-buy, and this year I think I have successfully talked myself out of it. There are quite a few things that I was very interested in. If you saw my must-have must-gag where I was talking about it, I wanted basically the whole collection. I am still very intrigued. I still think that the whole collection is beautiful, but I have those colors. The green purple palette, I have it. I can pull out my Blush Tribe Paulina Beauty. Done. That one, the Blush Tribe one, is 9 pans. The one that they're releasing, I believe, is 8 pans. So I already got 1 pan on them. Then we have the red, gray, black palette, and that was the most intriguing because, to be frank, I don't actually have one particular palette that I can go to and know that I will get all of the reds that I need, all of the blacks and grays that I need. And although I think it would be really nice to have that in my collection, it was definitely a want and not a need. Granted, makeup as a whole is not a need, so that's another discussion for another day. But in general, I just feel like this collection is not something that I really need to take my money and spend on. And then on top of that, Melt Cosmetics, their palettes have been hit or miss. I only have one palette to date. I have another one on the way, and I just feel like I don't want to jeopardize potentially spending my money on something that isn't actually going to be prudent, let alone I do really enjoy doing tutorials. That is something I have found I really enjoy doing. I really enjoy just shopping my stash and showing you guys different looks, different color combinations with multiple different palettes. And that is not going to be a palette that I would be able to do too much with other than the initial hoo-ha fanfare with it. So for me, I am just going to pass on this whole collection, and in doing so I created this look. I specifically only showed you guys the eye tutorial, so if you guys want to know the rest of the stuff that's on my face, check out down below. But that's pretty much it. I wanted to go ahead and talk myself out of something and hopefully help you guys talk yourself out of it as well if you don't have the money, or if you just know you really don't need it and you're really not going to get your money's worth out of it. So I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial, and let's get to it. Hey guys, so I just want to dive right into this tutorial or this look. I don't want there to be too much hair fair at all. I am just going to be using some products that may or may not still be available. Just go with me. I'm going to be using my Dragon Child palette, and I'm going to be reaching into Smoke 'em Out, which to me is not a true black. It's more of a gray. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that a really fluffy brush is coated on all the parts. I am just going to top off the excess because Menagerie Cosmetics, their formula is very powdery, and I am just going to take my time very far from the tip. My hand is very far from the front of the brush or the top of the brush, and just blend this gray shade out. So this is one of the steps that I feel like you really just need to take your time and just slowly blend this shade out. You don't want this shade to be too pigmented, well, depending on how you want the look to be, but I didn't want this shade to be too like live and in charge. So I did take the time to really make sure that it kind of blended in with my skin at the very tip. I think that this actually came on a lot better than the first I did, so I'm pretty happy with it now. Now what I'm gonna do is go into the shade Mother Dragon, which is like the burgundy shade in this palette, and I am going to make this my true crease color. Now this is gonna be the one color that I thought would be the most impactful. It ended up kind of low-key going away in the background, but I still like how the look went. So you're gonna take this shade all the way into the inner corner. And of course, blend. Blending is the name of the game when you're using cooler tones or more gray toned colors. And I am definitely using some gray toned colors. I got a whole gray on my eye. So just take your time blending, even going back in with that original brush, going in with the cleaner, fluffy brush. Do whatever you feel is necessary to get the look that you desire. I really wish my mirror was higher up. I really should figure that out. But anyways. Alrighty. So I like how it's going. I hope you guys can see. I hope it's coming out beautifully. But yeah, I have those two shades really coming together. Now what I'm going to do is reach into one of my favorite blacks. This happens to be from a Pat McGrath palette. If you don't have a Pat McGrath black, use whatever your favorite black is. I'm just going to reach into mine. This one happens to be from the Dark Star palette. And I am just going to deepen out the burgundy. And also bring this black in just a wee bit. So this is going to be my outer V shade, truly. So when I found with this kind of color combination is that it was best for me to pack the black on everywhere that I wanted it to be. And then to actually go back in with the burgundy and blend it out. So I did it two ways. I did it with the shade, the brush that I actually had the burgundy on, just to kind of put the shade down. And then I also took a very small blending brush and I also used this as well. Just back and forth between the two shades. Do whatever works for you. But this is definitely something that worked for me. And I'm just trying to really ensure that I don't lose that burgundy on this outer edge. It does kind of fade slightly just with the natural order of things. Between two gray colored products, it's going to fade. But I try my best not to get it to fade too much. Now I'm just going to do my lower lash line. Same exact order as always for me. Gonna put that black right against my lower lash line. Gonna blend it out with the burgundy. And I'm gonna take what is left on the gray brush first, because I do still want there to be, you know, the 3 different colors. Okay, I didn't find that there was enough, so what I'm going to do is just pack on that brush, and I'm going to take my hand and just get rid of a lot of the excess. As you can see, I got quite a bit on my hand, and then that's not going to actually be on my face. Now I do tend to still just bring this a little bit too low. As you can see, it's pretty low on this side. So what I do is I have a clean blending brush and I just blend. If this doesn't work with just a clean blending brush, you can always go in with whatever powder you put right there, just to add a little bit more powder and help blend that situation. I think it looks fine now. Now what I'm gonna do is just cut my crease really quickly, and I will be right back. Not gonna hold you up. I low-key forgot that I stopped recording, but I cut my lid and then I just dragged the black on the really outer V, like I always do, of that cut lid. And then I'm gonna go into a pre-made palette that I created and I am going to go into the shade Ruby Rain by Luxie Beauty, and this is going to be the shade that goes all over my lid. Alrighty, so we are almost done. Now what I'm gonna do is take a pencil brush from Decay Beauty, and I'm gonna go into a shade that was actually in my project pan right here. This is, what is it called? Desire, from the Luxie Beauty Foiled Rose palette, and this is going to be the first shade that I put in my inner corner. Now, after a while of having this in my inner corner, I just didn't feel like this really was doing what I wanted to. So I decided to top it off with the highlighter that I'm wearing today, which is my Mars Melter from Kaledios Cosmetics. And I just feel like this highlighter just added a lot more red to it and lightened this up. So that's pretty much it. All I need to do now is put on my liners, mascara. I will zoom out to show you guys my finished look, and we'll wrap this video up. Alrighty guys, this is the finished look. Okay, so like I said, this is the finished look. I really enjoy what I was able to create just shopping my stash, and I feel like this is a very similar, if not the exact look that I would be able to create with the one Melt Cosmetics palette that right now is really intriguing me. I've been able to really talk myself out of quite a few palettes lately, both warm tone, cool toned, all of the stuff in between, and I've really been getting into cool toned palettes, but I find that I have enough cool tones either scattered around in my palettes or enough palettes in general that your girl can figure it out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, whether you have the exact products that I do or whether you can just be reminded once again to shop your stash. I really hope that this is beneficial. Anything that is on my face that you're interested in knowing about, just check down below. I will be doing my very best to have everything linked, including my sweater, because this is actually something very new. I did get a new piercing over here, so I will try my best to, not a new piercing, I got a new earring, so I will try my best to have that linked down below as well. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always y'all, Black lives do matter. Please remember to wear a mask and stay safe. Please remember to check out down in my description box. I always have things that I think are beneficial for you guys, such as my my foundation shade matches, links to different brands, different information that I think may be beneficial, and of course information about what is on my face today. So I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be sooner than it should be. Alrighty guys.